All right, Oklahoma City Thunder loses to the Indiana Pacers 117 to 114. And yeah, man, the sky is falling in OKC. It's the end of the world, and this doesn't make it impossible for them. It does make it impossible for them to beat Golden State's record of 73 and 9, but they could still tie it if that's something they really want to do. They just have to win every single game for the rest of the season. It'll be like a 34 game winning streak, so that would be the greatest win streak of all time as well if they're able to do that. So good luck to Thunder and Thunder fans. The Pacers game, I guess it was kind of concerning. The Pacers are one of the worst teams in the NBA technically based on their record, but we all know the Pacers are tanking. They're trying to intentionally lose games so they can get a higher draft pick for next season. Once our boy Tyrese Halliburton is back, they can get things rolling again and try to make it back to the finals. And I think we'll have a great chance to do that with the way the East is looking right now. The Pacers still look like they're at least one of the top teams in the Eastern Conference if they had Tyrese Halliburton back, and especially if they pair him with possibly a top 10 draft pick, which there's a good chance they'll be able to get as well. But yeah, again, I don't think it's embarrassing to lose to the Pacers. I'm sure Thunder fans are probably freaking out right now and maybe kind of embarrassed about the loss. But again, they just went to the finals, these two teams. They know each other very well. They both know exactly what the other team is trying to do. So even though Tyrese Halliburton isn't there, the Thunder are still missing Isaiah Hartenstein. They're missing J-Dub. Who else? Aaron Wiggins. They're missing AJ Mitchell. Alex Caruso. They're missing a whole bunch of players. And they've been dealing with injuries all season long, just like a lot of teams have been in the Western Conference, to be honest. But basically, the Thunder, it's SGA, Chet Holmgren, J-Dub, and then a bunch of bums out there. And Thunder fans will kind of tell that to you themselves as well. But SGA has the 47 points on 60% shooting this game. He just absolutely went off. SGA, if you haven't heard, if he keeps up the pace he's shooting right now on 2-point shots, he's going to break Shaquille O'Neal's. I don't know if it's so much a record, but he's going to shoot a better percentage than Shaquille O'Neal from 2-point range if he keeps up the pace he's at so far this season. Just goes to show how amazing SGA is. I don't love his play style all the time. He has a lot of haters. I would say I'm partially a hater as well of SGA when he does the flopping and foul baiting stuff. But at the same time, I'm not going to say he's a scrub. He's an amazing offensive player and one of the best scorers I've ever seen. It's insane to shoot. He's like 55% on the season right now. It's just stupid, especially when you're shooting just a bunch of mid-range jumpers for the most part. He does get to the rim really well, but with all the mid-range and three-point shots he takes, that's insane. He's probably going to shoot a better percentage than Shaq, but Shai drops to 47. He's amazing. Chet Holmgren drops to 25 and 13 rebounds. I'm a Spurs fan. I like Chet, though. There is the Wemby-Chet rivalry, but with that being said, when we play OKC, I'm going to say, fuck you, Chet, I hate you. But once the game is over, I'm going to say that guy's an amazing player. Kind of like with Dirk Nowitzki when the Spurs and the Mavericks had the rivalry back then. Casey Wallace, Lou Dort, Isaiah Joe, Dang, Carlson. I don't even know. I've heard this guy's name before, but it just goes to show how injured the Thunder are right now. Kenrich Williams gives you 12 points, but basically it's SGA, Holmgren, and J-Dub. J-Dub missed this game, and then I'm kind of exaggerating. Everyone else doesn't suck. Aaron Wiggins is good. AJ Mitchell's a good young player. Hartenstein's good, of course, but they've been missing Hartenstein just really, really bad lately. And, Thunder fans are freaking out a little bit, which is understandable. Moving on real quick, though, as far as the conference standings go, OKC, they're 7-3 in their last 10 games, which isn't bad, but OKC fans usually expect them to be like 8-2 or to be on a 10-game win streak all the time, but it's just not really like that. So they're 37-9 now. Again, they have to win all the rest of their games just to tie Golden State's record of 73-9. And I'm not a Thunder fan, but honestly, I feel like Thunder fans' attitude is kind of just take a deep breath and breathe out at this point. We're not really chasing the Golden State Warriors 73-9 record anymore. They can still have one of the best seasons of all time. Maybe they get to 70 wins. I don't really think so with the way things have been going, lately for OKC. But the Spurs beat them 3 times in December, and then that kind of showed the kink in their armor, I guess. And now teams aren't so intimidated playing OKC, and it kind of goes to show with these losses they've been taking, they probably have the 3 losses to the Spurs in December. I think they had a Minnesota loss. I think they had this loss to the Pacers. They probably lost at least 5 games in this last like month and a half or so. OKC, they had a pretty easy schedule to start this season out. Now they're playing some tougher teams and they're taking some losses, which doesn't mean they're not a good team or not the championship favorites, because I personally still have them as my championship favorite. They could get knocked off by Denver, Houston, the Spurs could possibly knock them off as well. It's not going to be a cakewalk to the finals. It wasn't last year. They went 7 games with Denver, went 7 games with the Pacers, and Tyrese gets injured in game 7. Otherwise, a lot of people, I'm not going to say the Pacers would have for sure won, but they definitely could have won that game, and Tyrese was on fire before he got hurt. So, OKC fans are kind of freaking out right now. I wouldn't so much be freaking out. You're still the number 1 seed in the NBA. They've been dealing with a lot of injuries all season long, and are still able to be 37-9. Again, I'm not an OKC fan, but if I was, I would kind of be relieved almost, kind of like when Golden State got Kevin Durant after the 73-9 season. They weren't able to break that record. It would have been ridiculous. You're 74-8 to break that record. So, once Golden State got past that point, they knew they couldn't break that record. I don't know if y'all remember, but I felt like they took a deep breath out and just went out and were playing basketball instead of trying to be so perfect in every area to win every single regular season game, when every single regular season game individually really isn't the end of the world. It's not life or death with one game. But yeah, man, OKC, they're slumping. They're 7-3 these past 10 games, but they're not the unbeatable force they looked like earlier in the season. They're still the championship favorites, but we could definitely see them get knocked off, and they've been showing some holes in their armor lately. But please like and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 7 million subscribers. Let me know what you think about the OKC Thunder and kind of this little mini slump they've been on lately. And we'll see y'all next time. Peace out, bro.